What's happening? James Harden makes his Philadelphia home debut tonight versus the Knicks. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern on ESPN TV. Second part of the Wednesday doubleheader, Suns-Blazers. In addition to being without the injured Chris Paul, Phoenix is without leading scorer Devin Booker tonight. He's in health and safety protocols, and there's one Suns player who needs to step up in their absences, says ESPN's Kendrick Perkins.
DeAndre Ayton, this is a special moment for him. Not only to show the NBA that he's one of the elite bigs, but to show why he deserves the money that he wants, right? We got to remember, Chris Paul is under contract, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges got his deal. Like DeAndre Ayton want his lettuce, this is his time to show why.
A few days after Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray very publicly, through his agent, requested a contract extension, the team announced it's given extensions to head coach Cliff Kingsbury and GM Steve Keim through the 2027 season. At the NFL Combine, Seahawks coach Pete Carroll said the team has no intention of trading quarterback Russell Wilson this offseason. Wilson repeatedly has said he hopes to stay in Seattle.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I don't want to see LeBron James stumble down the stretch fighting for a 9 or 10 seed and have something happen to him.
More from the guys Thursday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Let's ride.
After further review, technical difficulty here with Matt's mic. Is it better now?
And off we go.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, where we struggle with basic things like plugging in microphones. It's a hump day! And we struggle with the hump day. Right. Wait.
You didn't do our drops. I thought you were going to do our drops still.
How in the world can the microphone not be plugged in?
It's hump day.
Hey, Muse, got a question for you.
What's up?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You just did a show, right?
Hump day.
I did just do a show.
In this studio.
Yes.
It's hump day.
Mario Jerez sat in this chair.
Mike. What
Yes.
day is it, Mike?
Speaking on this mic.
Correct.
Hump day.
And you could hear the words that were coming out of his mouth.
It's hump
Not just
day.
me, everybody could.
Because it was plugged in.
Mike.
Yeah, that's how it
What day
works.
is it, Mike?
Did Mario sabotage AFR?
I don't think so.
Did Mario unplug this microphone before he walked out just to screw with me?
I don't think so.
It's hump
If
day.
that happened,
I didn't see it.
if that happened, I'm kind of impressed because I didn't
What
think
day is it,
Mario
Mike?
had that level of sabotage in him. Okay, I mean, he's really a nice kid. He's a nice guy. I don't think he's capable of that. But if he did, I'm equal parts impressed and furious.
It's hump day.
Poll question, Muse. Did Mario sabotage AFR and tag Mario in the tweet?
Got it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
How the hell did that happen?
All
How
right.
the hell did the microphone get unplugged? We do this every day.
At 3 o'clock.
Same
It's hump
time.
day.
Every day. 12 years. The microphone wasn't plugged in.
It's hump day.
Paulie, did you do it?
I did not.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
like a game of Clue. We're going to figure it out.
Ooh, I love Clue.
We're going to figure this out is what we're going to do.
It's hump day.
How in the hell did the microphone get on the plug? Stunning. Okay. All right, let's do radio. Taylor later this hour. Graff next hour talking Pels. We'll go up to Northwest Arkansas. Josh Bertaccini from 92.1 The Ticket will be with us. We'll look forward to talking to JB. I was on his show this morning talking to LSU Arkansas. Got the natives up there all riled up because he started insisting that their quarterback, whose name I forget, is a Heisman contender. And I'm like, hey, you clown, he doesn't even have a Heisman odds. What are you talking about? So anyway, I kind of triggered them. He's like, hey, I'll reciprocate and come on. I love JB. Great guy. So happy to have him on. We'll talk some Tigers and some Hogs. Baseball Tigers tonight also. Garrett Edwards is going to get the start on the bump for the Tigers. Was told that earlier today. I think Jason Kelly, the pitching coach, was on with Hunt and Hill and confirmed that. Leah Van has tweeted it as well. I like it. Edwards pitched out of the bullpen this weekend, and you're really looking for an opportunity to lock down a midweek starter role. I can't say definitively that they have the weekend's rotation set, but if this holds, Blake Money, Mikhail Hilliard, Ty Floyd looks pretty good. Okay. Slowly redeeming yourself. Is that the rotator, or was that just over there in Adobe?
It was just me.
Okay. Still haven't talked to Cade about Adobe, huh?
No, I had a meeting with Cade earlier, too. So.
And you didn't even bring up...
Yeah.
You met with Cade and didn't even bring up the money rotator. Okay. All right. We're off and running today. I don't even know what I was talking. Oh, yeah. Weekend rotation. That seems like you're pretty good right now. We'll know much more after this weekend, but excited to see Garrett Edwards get a start tonight, see if he can maybe establish himself in that midweek role. Again, you had Riley Cooper get the start last week. So will Helmer start one of the games over this weekend. So let's see how Garrett Edwards does tonight, sophomore out of Pitkin, right? Sophomore out of Pitkin. So really good dual sport athlete there, coached by J.C. Holt, former Tiger great there at Pitkin. So anyway, all right, we'll watch some LSU baseball tonight. Basketball, Tigers are up at Arkansas, and Tari Eason is going to make that trip with another honor. If you haven't heard, Tari Eason has been named a semifinalist, for the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year award. So congrats to Tari Eason for that honor. It's still somewhat stunning when you think about it. Tari Eason was was a role player. I mean, was a role player at Cincinnati. And clearly Will Wade identified a skill set in Tari Eason that he felt he could utilize on both ends of the floor coming off the bench at LSU, and he's turned himself into a lottery pick. I mean, it's one of the more remarkable emergences, if that's a word, that we've seen at LSU, where a guy who went from kind of a virtual unknown to a guy's going to be a lottery pick. And it's certainly warranted. Right now, Tari Eason, 31 blocks, 55 steals on the season. He is most definitely going to be the SEC Sixth Man of the Year. I don't even think that's a doubt. I don't know that he's going to win this award, Naismith Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, there's two guys in the league that are semifinalists that I think have a better shot, Walker Kessler and Oscar Shibwe. Both are playing on top 10 teams in the country at Auburn and Kentucky, respectively, and either of them has a better chance of winning this than does Tari Eason. But congrats to Tari Eason for the recognition. Clearly, people outside of just Baton Rouge or the SEC footprint have taken note. I do think Tari Eason is big tonight. How these matchups sort of shape up with Arkansas and LSU is going to be interesting. Arkansas, since they last played, has kind of gone bigger. With their starting five, they're going to start Note, Amude, Williams, Tony, and Wade. Of course, Jalen Williams is 6'10", Wade, the other forward, 6'6", but the three-guard lineups, Amude and Tony are both 6'6", and then J.D. Note is 6'2", but they played a little bit bigger, and they're really good at drawing fouls like we've talked about, and LSU is really good at fouling people. I mean, LSU is one of the best in the country at fouling people. If you want to put your team against my team and who's better committing fouls, brother, I'll take the Tigers almost any day of the week. So they're going to have to check that tonight. Really, my concern with this ball game really is the first 4 minutes. It's the first 4 minutes. If you walk into a buzzsaw at Bud Walton Arena with 20,000 people losing their minds, and you're turning the basketball over, and you're settling for bad shots and missing, and they build a lead, and that crowd's rolling, by the time you get to the under 12 timeout, you're 8 minutes into the ball game, it could look like it did against Auburn when you went to Auburn Arena to start conference play. And LSU ended up spending the next 30 minutes trying to dig themselves out of a hole, and they got back into it, but it was just too late. So see how LSU does in the first 4 to 8 minutes of that ball game tonight, and really let's keep an eye on the bigs. Definitely want to keep an eye on Sharif O'Neal as well. I mean, Alex Fudge played 1 minute in the past game against Missouri. We saw Sharif play 19. Is this something we're going to start to see more of Sharif, a veteran big, on the floor as they make their run here through the final 2 games of the regular season and then into the postseason? Something worth watching tonight. LSU and Arkansas, it's a late tip. It's 8 o'clock on ESPN2. You can hear it on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. Of course, you got baseball tonight as well, so a ton going on. And we're going to talk about all of it here over the next 3 hours. So glad to have you aboard with us here. Our Hump Day shows are brought to you by Pluckers. Of course, you need a place to watch any of the LSU action tonight. You can get by Pluckers, Nicholson or Bluebonnet. Pluckers, you know, like our wings. We'll give you the bird. All right, y'all. Well, I got our first break of the show. When we come back, the NFL Combine has begun. The workouts haven't begun, but the interviews and all that stuff has begun. And the New Orleans Saints did have an interview with one of the top already, with one of the top wide receivers in the draft. I think we all understand that this is a year where the Saints are going to be targeting wide receiver, very likely with their first pick. So we'll tell you a little bit about who they talked to today, why it's significant, not only for this player, but the rest of the draft when we continue. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime, and where I love to share great reviews like this 5-star review that came in from Bob Ayette. It said, Griffin and his crew were very courteous, professional, knowledgeable about their job. I was surprised that they did the job, including demolition of the ductwork and heater in the attic, replacing the ductwork and the heater in the attic, and changing out my existing AC for a 3-ton carrier unit. He did a great job. I was very satisfied. You have a great crew there. These guys really knew what they were doing and do a wonderful job replacing my units and ductwork as well as clean up after the job. Another 5-star review from a satisfied customer, just like me and like thousands of you over the last 40 years. Yes, 40 years. That's how long River City's 1 Hour Air has been servicing Greater Baton Rouge. Look for the big yellow trucks and vans with the giant clock on the side. You see them all over town. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dad!
Kids have staked out their place at Ochsner Medical Complex The Grove, where more than 30 pediatricians and pediatric specialists are all conveniently located under one roof, so you can spend less time driving and more time keeping your kids well.
Yes!
It's no wonder kids call dibs at The Grove. Ochsner Health Center for Children.
Hey, look what I found!
The motivation I needed to live healthier. My new favorite sport.
I found my groove.
I found I'm part fish.
My second win when I needed it most.
I found more than a gym.
The affordable childcare this mom needed.
Time for myself. We found our why.
Have you found yours?
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractor.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, rolling along here, Hump Day edition of AFR. Presented by Plucker's. Busy night. Not only, of course, LSU basketball, LSU baseball, the Pels tonight as well. They're back at home against Sacramento, and Graff, radio voice of the Pels, will be with us 45 minutes from right now. See if the Pels can make it 3 straight coming out of the All-Star break. The New Orleans Saints and the other 31 NFL teams are all in Indianapolis right now at the Combine, and the on-field workouts are set to get underway. But first, it's the interview process where teams have the opportunity to meet one-on-one with certain prospects. And we did learn, courtesy of our buddy Ross Jackson from Locked On Saints, who's there at the Combine, that Chris Olave did, in fact, meet with the Saints. So Olave is one of the two-headed monster from Ohio State, alongside with Garrett Wilson, who are both entering the draft, and both are expected to be high first-round picks this year. Wilson graded out as the best receiver in the draft by most. Olave shortly thereafter. And there's a couple of ties there. Of course, the Saints have been certainly known to be fond of Ohio State players. There are currently 6 former Buckeyes on the roster, and there have been more. Von Bell, obviously, is a guy who was an Ohio State player who's now in Cincinnati. Dare I mention Eli Apple, former Buckeye as well, who did, in fact, spend some very forgettable time with the New Orleans Saints. But Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis and this front office, they have clearly been fond of Ohio State players. And Sean Payton is gone. Dennis Allen is now in. It will be curious to see if that pipeline continues. No reason to believe that it wouldn't. But Chris Olave did talk about his meeting with the New Orleans Saints during his Combine interview process.
It was a great meeting. Love to be there. New Orleans is a good city. I played in New Orleans one time against Clemson, and ended up being good. So it'll be a great organization, like I said. Mike Thomas is there. They got a lot of Buckeyes there. And I'd love to keep that Buckeye pipeline.
Did talk about Mike Thomas, the Buckeye pipeline there. He mentioned the Ohio State-Clemson game. That was in the Superdome. That was the Sugar Bowl in January of 2021, where Ohio State beat Clemson 49-28. Olave in that game had 6 catches for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. So not a bad day in the Caesars Superdome for Chris Olave, and maybe might very well want to make that his home. And he kind of had a little grin on his face when he talked about how he would love to play in New Orleans. The other thing is, assuming the Saints do draft a receiver in the first round or high in this draft, that receiver is going to be playing alongside Michael Thomas. Something else, as we mentioned there with the Buckeye connection, is Michael Thomas is, of course, a former Ohio State receiver as well. And Olave and Thomas apparently do have a relationship.
I talked to Mike Thomas a couple times, called him a couple times. He gave me a lot of advice. He's a great role model to me, one of the best receivers in the game for previous years and years to come. So just to be able to communicate with him, and he's an Ohio State legend. So just to be able to, like I said, communicate with him and send texts back and forth and see from his perspective what they expect, and just to be able to use him as a guy to lean on. I feel like that's huge. So
I think that would bring a lot of synergy within the receiver room if you had one of these Ohio State guys come in. Not to mention the fact that they're two of the top receivers in this draft. You'd pair them alongside Michael Thomas. You have a new receivers coach coming in Cody Burns. I presume Jameis Winston is going to remain the Saints starting quarterback, that they'll get a deal done. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit more. But I like the idea of Wilson or Olave. The big question for me is how big of a gap is there between those two? Or if you want to throw in a guy like a Traylon Burks or a Jahan Dotson or any of the other receivers, Jamison Williams from Alabama, who of course is coming off the torn ACL. What is the gap among those receivers in the eye of Saints scouts? That's really the big question. We talked about Mel Kiper's mock draft where he had the Saints trading up from 18 to 14 to take Garrett Wilson. Now, if the Saints have Garrett Wilson graded as the best receiver in the draft, and you can move up 4 spots and it costs you maybe a third-round pick, which, the Saints have that, as far as a compensatory pick anyway, okay. I mean, if that's who they have graded as the best receiver in the draft. But if you stand pat at 18, even if Wilson's off the board and you have the opportunity to take Olave or Burks or Jahan Dotson or Jamison Williams or any of the guys they mentioned, or maybe you wait into round 2 and maybe a guy like George Pickens from Georgia is there, who I think is, if healthy, better than all of these guys. If healthy, that's the big if. That's why the combine's real big about the medical there. But I really like the idea of having either of these guys. We talked about how Garrett Edwards, his projected 40 time is in the 4.4 range, averaged right about 15 yards a catch. During his time at Ohio State, over 4 years, Olave averaged 14.4 yards per reception, so very similar in that respect. 65 catches for 936 yards. A guy who came back for his senior year and produced. A guy who came back his senior year with that opportunity to gain even more notoriety, which he did, and produced at a high level. So Chris Olave would be, I think, a great option there in round 1 if the Saints stand pat at 18, and let the draft come to them. The other sort of interesting storyline throughout all of this kind of suggests that this is even further evidence that the Saints are going to stick with Jameis Winston. Here's what I mean. Yes, they are absolutely going to keep an eye on all of the quarterbacks at the combine this week. And they'll work them out at Pro Day, and no doubt kept an eye on the guys at the Senior Bowl that were there. But sometimes the circumstantial evidence surrounding a situation kind of tells you the story. Here's what I mean. For the last month, we've seen a lot of mock drafts that had the Saints taking a quarterback, depending on who it might be. Some had Kenny Pickett. Some had Matt Corral. I mean, you've seen them. Most mock drafts had the Saints taking a quarterback in round 1. Well, Mel Kiper puts out his latest mock draft, and now the Saints are taking a receiver, moving up to take a receiver, not taking a quarterback. And the Saints are now interviewing Chris Olave, which, of course, they should do their due diligence on all of these players at the combine while you have the opportunity. But then you also hear the news that, from Pete Carroll at the combine, that Seattle is not fielding any trade requests for Russell Wilson. And that Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay seemed to be reaching an amicable decision to remain wed. So if Rodgers is staying put and Wilson is staying put, and you're the Saints, you're looking, okay, do you go all in on Jameis, or do you take a bigger risk and hope that you have your guy there for you in the draft? I think it starts to crystallize a little more where the Saints are leaning, and that is re-sign Jameis Winston, get Michael Thomas back healthy, draft another weapon for Jameis Winston, and say, all right, dude, you've been biding your time for 2 years now. You're healthy. You got Michael Thomas back. Here's your number 1 wide receiver. Here's another player in free agency, whoever it may be. healthy offensive line, grip it and rip it, and let's see if we can do something special with this offense. That, for me, feels like a better plan than let Jameis walk, draft a quarterback who's probably not going to be very good as a rookie, maybe a frustrated receiver group, which probably overachieved, even though they were dead last in the NFL in passing offense, probably overachieved a little when you're asking Marquez Callaway or Deontay Harris to be a number one. Now, all of a sudden, with a lesser quarterback situation, new coach, now it does look more like rebuild instead of reload in an NFC, which man, it feels wide open. I know you got Rodgers there in Green Bay, but just look at your division. I mean, if your ticket to the playoffs begins with winning your division, Brady's gone in Tampa. What's that going to be, Blaine Gabbert or Kyle Trask? You don't know who the quarterback's going to be in Carolina. And Matt Ryan has regressed each of the last 3 years in Atlanta, and they're just no good. It's a wide open possibility for whoever's there in New Orleans to go win right now. So see if you can do it. And I think this is the best path for it. Resign Jameis, draft if it's Wilson, if it's Olave, if it's any of the other first-round receivers who might be a target. That feels like a better strategy. Look, if it's Chris Olave, you bring in a guy that's 6'1", 190, who can fly and has been productive, and is a smart player from an offensive system where you've drafted guys before and they've done very well, I'd be all for it. So Saints interviewed Chris Olave at the Combine, and he kind of smiled when he talked about how much he'd like to be in New Orleans, and you can understand why, because of the success a lot of those guys from Columbus have had in the black and gold. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Hump Day Shows are brought to you by Pluckers. We'll knock out a quick break. When we come back, we'll go around the SEC. Still to come, Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro here in about 20 minutes from right now. So you can get your questions in. You can email us, tweet us, jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, or text your question in the 225 at 396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Boy, we got a busy night tonight with LSU baseball, LSU basketball, and the Pels all playing tonight. If you need a place to watch all three, how about Pluckers? Nicholson, just south of campus, Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Great opportunity to get by Pluckers. The baseball game starts at 6:30 tonight, so maybe you want a bite to eat before you go to the box or after the game wraps up. Pluckers right there on Nicholson, just south of Alec Box Stadium. Or maybe you want to set up shop and watch the baseball game at 6:30, the basketball game at 8 o'clock, and the Pels tonight as well. Pluckers will have all of those games on so you can watch it, not miss any of the action simultaneously while eating award-winning jumbo chicken wings and drinking ice-cold draft beer. That's Pluckers. Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. And this Saturday, our Hudco Hat Party, I'll be there. Terrio will be there. It'll basically be a watch party for LSU, Texas, and baseball at the Pluckers on Nicholson. We'll see you there. Pluckers, you don't like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Hey, I wanted to send a really sincere thank you to everybody who participated in the S&P Rare Whiskey Raffle, which we had last night after the show. If you were here, kind of been talking about it for several weeks now, but my buddy KP over at S&P Foods on Nicholson, just south of campus, actually right by Pluckers, had their Mardi Gras Rare Whiskey Raffle and donated all of the proceeds to St. Lillian Academy. Many of you know that's where my son Drew attends. It's a school for special needs kiddos here in town, and it's been an amazing resource for me and for our family and for so many others. And big thanks to David Steele as well from Bourbon Society of Baton Rouge, who participated. He was kind of the brains behind the whole thing and kind of helped the raffle flow and talked about a lot of the bottles and everything they were raffling off. We just appreciate so much. We were able to raise $12,750 for St. Lillian Academy. $12,750. I can't even begin to tell you how much that means to a school like St. Lillian. It just they've only been in existence now for 10 years, and it's a small school, so fundraisers like that are so massive for their success, and it's very, very humbling. So sincerely to everyone who did participate, if you bought tickets or even if you couldn't, but you just lend your support in other ways, sincerely thank you. So, and thanks to S&P Foods and the Patels and to David Steele and everybody. It was a great night. It was really a great night. So thanks to all. We're going to talk to Todd Graffanini here in about 27 minutes from right now, and I guess I will have to ask him our obligatory Zion question. Shams has an update here regarding Zion, and it's very quick, but he just tweeted this out a bit ago. Pelicans say that Zion Williamson is showing improved bone healing in his right foot and will gradually progress to full weight-bearing exercise and basketball activity. So that's the extent of the update, just that he's shown improved healing, bone healing in his right foot. Very tough to imagine with such a limited time remaining in the season that Zion could get back and contribute in any meaningful way. But if you did get him back on the floor for this stretch run, man, that would be awesome for New Orleans. Or maybe you chalk it up to whatever the season's going to be with the cast of characters that you have right now, and you build toward next year, hopefully, with C.J. McCollum, B.I., Zion in tow. And then remember, you still got a boatload of picks from that Anthony Davis trade. So continue leveraging them into more assets as they try to get this thing on the right track. But it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. Love telling you about Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. one thing I probably should tell you more about, being that we're in Louisiana and agriculture is so significant here. If it's if it's rice farmers, if it's sugarcane farmers, when you're talking about weighing and measuring, what about your crop? If you're a farmer and you need to measure and weigh your crop, how significant is it to make sure that you have accurate weights and measurements of your yield? Michelli can certainly help with that. Calibrating the equipment you use to weigh and measure. Michelli.com, learn more. You can go look at the industries. If you go to Michelli.com, that's Michelli.com. You can tap agriculture right there, and you'll see all of the products that they offer at Michelli Weighing and Measurement. For 75 years, locally owned and operated, based out of their Harahan office. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. All right, it's after further review. We do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Ole Miss Rebels.
Ole Miss has formally made a couple of additions to Lane Kiffin's staff there in Oxford. Maurice Crum has been named co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. A couple of previously reported hires have now been made official. Marty Biaggi is the special teams coordinator, and Austin Thomas has joined Lane Kiffin's staff as football chief of staff. In addition, tight ends coach John David Baker has been elevated to co-offensive coordinator. Crum arrives in Oxford after 5 seasons at Western Kentucky, where he served as defensive coordinator for the Hilltoppers.
The Texas A&M Aggies.
Wide receiver Damon Damas is no longer with the football team. Stems from an alleged off-the-field incident that occurred recently. Brent Zwerneman of the Houston Chronicle has more on those allegations. Damas was a 5-star wide receiver. When he signed with the Aggies out of the class of 2020, he was ranked the number 25 overall prospect in the 247 composite. Did not play as a freshman, but as a redshirt freshman in 2021, made his first career start against New Mexico. First collegiate catch was a 70-yard touchdown. Not bad. 6'3", 180, still has 3 years of eligibility remaining wherever he may land. On the hardwood last night, Kentucky moved to 13-4 in conference play as they beat Ole Miss by 11, 83-72. Shibwe 18-15. Oh hum, another day for Oscar Shibwe. Tennessee went on the road and beat the lowly Georgia Bulldogs 75-68. So Tennessee mains pace with Georgia at 13-4 in the conference. South Carolina at home, they beat Missouri. Frank Martin and his squad keep chugging along. They're now 9-8 in conference. Cousinard at 17-4-7. They are really pushing toward an NCAA tournament bid. They are very squarely right now a bubble team that could very well play themselves into the big dance. And this is very likely it for Conzo Martin at South Carolina. At Missouri, as they're just 4-13 in the league, 10-20 overall. And how about Mike White? The Gators went on the road and beat Vanderbilt 82-78. Also a bubble team strengthening its case. And it could well be that that's what allows Mike White to keep his job there in Gainesville. Tonight, the rest of the league's in action. LSU and Arkansas will play at 8 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, Texas A&M visits Alabama. The Tide are 9-7. The Aggies are 7-9. And then the nightcap alongside LSU Arkansas is Auburn, ranked 5th and leading the SEC at 13-3, visiting Mississippi State at 8-8 in the conference. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. They're online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale, 45 years in business. Just phenomenal to think. 45 years in business. Gulf Coast Office Products, the official office equipment provider of LSU Athletics, the New Orleans Saints, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Ragin' Cajuns, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, North Shore, Lafayette. So no matter where your school, business, office, whatever it may be is, they're never far, and they can get to you same day, and if not, at absolute latest by 10 a.m. the next day. That's Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. LSU baseball against UNO tonight. When Jay Johnson met with media yesterday, he did talk about this UNO team, which went up to Kansas this weekend and took 2 out of 3 from the Big 12 Jayhawks. Here was Jay Johnson on UNO.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good team. They're 5-1. They just beat Kansas 2 out of 3 at home. So it's the most important game on the schedule because it's the next game on the schedule. And so fans have been great. I thought the crowds were good again this weekend, and counting on them to be out here again tomorrow and get our team ready to roll.
Tomorrow, of course, is today. That was when Jay Johnson met with media yesterday. Jason Kelly, LSU's pitching coach, was on with Hunt and Hill a couple hours ago. If you want to catch that interview before tonight's game, you can do so at 1045ESPN.com or on iTunes or Spotify. Just search 1045 ESPN. You'll get all of our shows on demand sections there. So if you want to hear from the LSU pitching coach, you can get that there. AFR on demand is presented by Brett Golf. All right, glad to have you aboard with us here. We'll knock out our final break of hour number 1. We'll come back. We'll talk to Taylor Calandro. We'll do a little Bourbon Dictionary. You got booze questions. Feel free to get them in. You can email your question, Matt at 1045ESPN.com. Tweet us at Matt Moscona.
Hey, Twitter world.
Hey, Juice. You can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel or text us in the 225 at 396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. By the way, have we gotten any update from Mario? Has anyone heard from Mario Jerez?
He texted me.
Oh, did he?
He did.
From the building, or has he left?
I don't know that.
Is he in his getaway car?
He could be.
Screaming down I-10 toward New Orleans, toward his getaway, toward his hideout? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know. He asked me, he goes, the mic was unplugged?
That's all he texted?
Yeah. He's like, did something happen?
Was
the
it
mic was unplugged?
Did he punctuate it? Was there a question mark? Was there a period?
I'll have to go back and look at that.
Was it a statement or was it a question mark?
It was an exclamation point. The mic is unplugged, exclamation point.
You know what that was? You know what that exclamation point is?
What's that?
It's a big middle finger from Mario Jerez to me. That's what that exclamation point is. Standing by my guns here. You might be innocent until proven guilty in this country. But we've got some significant evidence to suggest that Mario Jerez is, in fact, guilty of sabotage.
I think you still need a motive. I mean, why would he do that? That's not in Mario's character.
Oh, yeah? You know what this sounds a lot like?
What's that?
Maybe Mario is actually Kaiser Soze.
I don't think so.
No one thought Verbal was capable of such mastermind criminal behavior.
Deviance.
And then you know what happened?
What happened?
He lost that limp. And you realized that he was actually Kaiser Soze. It's a movie called Usual Suspects. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a pretty good movie. But yes, I think Mario sabotaged the show. Tell me I'm wrong.
Need more evidence first.
Did you know that every day from 2 into 3, you're sitting next to a criminal? A deviant? A troublemaker? Who goes by the name of Mario. You all think he's just a sweet little Pelicans talking fun guy. But deep down, he's a criminal mastermind.
I don't think it's an actual crime. I mean,
you know what they call this, Muse?
What?
A gateway crime.
A
You start by unplugging people's microphones. Before you know it, you're holding up banks at gunpoint.
Unplugging a microphone is not against the law.
Got my long eye on you, Jerez. We'll wrap up hour number 1 next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed listed by every company all in one place at agent225.com. Agent225.com, most user-friendly website in real estate. One of the many ways that Darren James goes above and beyond his clients. For example, go to agent225.com, tap our listings at the top of the page, and you'll see a home right there in Charlestown Landing in Baton Rouge, $305,000, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath, a gorgeous home. How many other realtors do daily radio ads promoting their listings? That could be your listing. It's getting mentioned on a live radio show. But you got to call Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666. The realtor that spends more time, attention, and money on marketing your home, his listings, than any other. Need to sell your home? You need Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but 2 NMEA-certified techs. Family-owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years, front-to-back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to front-to-backboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front-to-Back.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, let's get a Taylor Calandro from, well, you guessed it, Calandro's. Good enough to join us as he does every Wednesday on a Whiskey Wednesday, something we've done since quarantine. How are you, dude?
Chasing around a 10-month-old today, Daddy Daycare.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Love it, man. So is Daddy Daycare just like you watching your child at your home?
Me holding on for dear life, yes.
This doesn't happen regularly?
It happens every so often.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well,
Daddy Daycare.
booze questions are a great way to distract from your reality. But don't be completely distracted because you have a child to watch after. By the way, before we get started there, do you believe that Mario Jerez is capable of sabotage?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I don't know Mario well enough, actually.
Okay.
I do listen to him and Moose sometimes, but yeah, I mean, I guess he seems kind of shady.
I don't know. See, doesn't he? Doesn't he though? Muse. I mean,
no, I don't think so.
Anybody named Mario, I wouldn't fully trust them. They're Italian, so I wouldn't fully trust them.
Except he's not. His last name is Jerez. He's not Italian.
Oh, well, he's a Spanish guy then.
Yeah, well, he's Latino.
Latino, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'd fully trust him. Yeah.
Where's Mario from? Guatemala.
Yeah.
He's from Guatemala. Well, I started the show today, Taylor, and my microphone was unplugged. Mario sits at this chair before I do. And how is the microphone unplugged? Like, it's one of those things where you have to press and pull to get the XLR cable out. Like, it's not something where it's just like, oh, look, it became detached. Like, you could sometimes unplug a clock from a wall or your phone charger. No. This is a pretty intense plug that's used here. It was purposefully done by someone.
I'd want a full investigation, and it's somebody. It's got to be somebody in that chat that had something slipped them a few dollars or something.
Maybe so.
That's my theory.
The plot thickens. Okay, let's get to some questions here for Taylor. By the way, before we get to questions, anything new there at the store?
I put out a bunch of allocated stuff yesterday, but it's all gone.
Thanks for the heads up. I mean, come on. Like, we're friends. You could. I'm not saying hold something for me, but at least let me know. Hey, I just put this out. Come on, man.
Yesterday I just put stuff out, and I didn't even put it on social media because I wanted customers walking in the door to get it. So. Yeah, that new old Carter that just came out last week was out there. There's two batches. One was a 13-year. It's the American whiskey, 13-year. The other one was a 14-year. They're both sitting like at 135 proof, or real close to it. Yeah.
Are they gone?
They are. Yeah, yes, very much so.
Yeah, no kidding. Right. Okay. All right. Rusty Gomez asked Taylor, best tequila on your shelf.
Right now, I've got Don Julio 1942. I've got Class Azul Reposado and a bunch of other ones. But Class Azul Reposado, pound for pound, about $160 is fantastic if you haven't had it.
Los Daddy said, what's the best non-alcoholic beer to sip this Lent? That's the right guy to ask, man. He's the beer guy.
Well, the problem with non-alcoholic beer is there's like 0.5% alcohol in there. So technically, you are not non-alcoholic, technically.
Right.
The best one, I don't drink them, but the Heineken 0.0, I sell a ton of that stuff.
I don't understand.
So try Heineken 0.0.
Decaffeinated coffee, non-alcoholic beer. What are we doing?
There's a place for everything, man. I mean,
there's not.
Look, both of those things don't make sense to me either, but they sell, so I don't care.
I get it. Jason Francois asked Taylor, what do you think of Benchmark Bourbon?
Benchmark's good, just for a super affordable, everyday, bourbon type thing. Yeah, I think it's fine for what it is.
Cliff Nelson asked Taylor, when will you have Smoke Wagon available in the store? That's a good question.
I don't know. For some reason, that question sounds like he knows that it's coming, or I've heard rumblings of it.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything definitive, so I don't have an answer for you on that one.
Ethan Mott asked Taylor, best tequila for Mario. The man needs a last drink before they throw away the key.
I mean, I said Class Azul Reposado. Class Azul Reposado it's one of the most popular tequilas out right now, but it's one of my favorites. It's just liquid chocolate.
That sounds wonderful. Far too good for Mario.
Well, he needs something really, really good if he's going to get shuffled out of there.
Austin Granger, best scotch under $100.
Let's go with there's so many. Any of the Lagavulin ones. I love Lagavulin. I think you can get Lagavulin under $100. I can't remember which ones, but any of the Lagavulins. If you can find them.
Brett Dagro asked Taylor, are you going to do an Elijah Craig barrel-proof store pick?
Still waiting on. I've been talking about it on this show for 6 months.
Barrel-proof?
Periodically. Yeah.
Oh.
We're getting the Elijah Craig barrel-proof pick at some point in the near. I have no idea when future. I mean, Heaven Hill shut down, so everything got really backlogged.
Brandon Frederick asked Taylor, have you had the Pinhook Vertical Series yet? And what are your thoughts?
I have not had the Pinhook Vertical Series, but all of the pinhooks that I've had are super solid. Every single one. I don't know. Is the Pinhook Vertical Series the whole series? I don't even know what that is. But I've had the majority of them.
Speaking of which, there was a Heaven Hill question. Here it is. Craig Dugas asked Taylor, Heaven Hill Heritage Collection 17 year will be released next month. Will you be getting some, and when can I expect to pick up my bottle you hold for me? Thanks. I'll hang up and listen.
Usually those Heritage Collection bottles are sorry, my kid just finished eating. Are distillery only. So, and William Heaven Hill. Wait, did he say Old Forester?
I have 10 seconds, so we got to go. Have a good one. We appreciate it as always.
Lost my train of thought. All right, thanks.
See ya. Taylor Calandro, Hour 2 next.
AFR.
The kid will get you every time. GMFS Mortgage, GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Home buy refi construction loans. We say changing lives, and that may sound really, really brash and arrogant, like we're going to change someone's life. But we're talking about changing people's lives financially, and they do it every single day. I mean, if you go refinance your mortgage and you save hundreds of dollars a month on your mortgage payment, and you skip a mortgage payment or two with how they schedule the closing, and you shorten the life of your mortgage. I mean, I've told you my personal example. We refied last year, save $400 a month, shorten the life of our mortgage by 5 years, and skip 2 payments. You don't think I was pumped? I'm going to be done paying my mortgage 5 years sooner than we had initially planned, all because we made that phone call to GMFS Mortgage. GMFSmortgage.com to find the local loan officer nearest you. Louisiana's largest local lender. GMFSmortgage.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns in stock with $2,750 off MSRP. Shop our inventory or let us custom order your next vehicle with up to $2,000 bonus cash, our 1,000,000-mile warranty, and more. Shop BayouCDJR.com or visit us off I-10 in LaPlace. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Motivation I needed to live healthier.
My new favorite sport.
I found my groove.
I found I'm part fish.
My second win when I needed it most.
I found more than a gym.
The affordable childcare this mom needed.
Time for myself.
We found our why.
Have you found yours?
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Job security given to Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury and GM Steve Keim. The team giving both men extensions through the 2027 season. This a few days after quarterback Kyler Murray very publicly requested a contract extension. There should be no hesitation by Arizona in extending Murray, believes ESPN Radio's Chris Canty.
When you do have a player that brings to the table the abilities, the dynamic plays that Kyler Murray shows you week in and week out, I don't understand why you wouldn't continue to go down that line. This organization has committed all their resources to building out an offense that takes advantage of his strong suit. So the fact that you're going to be non-committal at this juncture just doesn't make any sense. You just got back into the postseason.
NBA Pelicans say Zion Williamson's fractured foot is showing signs of improved bone healing. He'll gradually progress to weight-bearing exercises and basketball activities, yet remains out indefinitely. Big night in Philadelphia. Guard James Harden makes his 76ers home debut against the Knicks, 7 Eastern on ESPN TV. That's followed by the Suns and Blazers at 10 Eastern.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. What a busy night. 6:30 LSU baseball, 7 o'clock Pels and Kings, 8 o'clock LSU basketball against our Kansas. Love the springtime. It is just we're never lacking or wanting for things going on. As we mentioned, Pels, Kings tonight from the Blender. Todd Graffanini, radio voice of the Pels. He'll be on the call. Good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. How are you, man?
I'm wonderful, Matt. Again, what a great time of the year it is. You talked about it. There's a lot going on right now. It's especially sweet considering the Pels are playing meaningful basketball down the stretch.
Amen to that, brother. Sitting there in the 10 spot right now, they would be in the play-in if it started right now, which is awesome considering what they did out west. Hey, we'll talk about tonight in a second, but I know you were obviously on the West Coast swing. I mean, you were there in the arena in Phoenix, in L.A. What was it like, man, being in the arena watching the team play those two games?
It was pretty cool, Matt. I got to admit, that was probably the perfect road trip. Just to go into Phoenix and beat the best team in the NBA, by double digits. And I know they didn't have Chris Paul, but look, you still got to go in there and win. And the Pels did what they had to do, especially on the defensive end, holding, a top 3 offensive rating team to 102 points in their own building. And then, of course, what happened on Sunday night brought joy to every single Pelicans fan, wherever they may have been. And look, we love being petty in New Orleans, and if we were a little petty on the broadcast, oh well. But to hear the boos raining down at Crypto.com Arena all throughout the second half, but especially as the final horn was about to sound, how much sweeter could it be? It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome.
What was better, the view from your booth there at Crypto.com Arena, or the view from your palatial hotel there in Southern California?
That's a great Yes, you actually did get a bird's eye view of the Marina Del Rey hotel we were staying in. But I think I'm gonna have to go with the hotel, Matt. Considering we were there for 3 days. It was like I said, it was a perfect road trip, Matt, in every sense of the word.
All right, so they come back home, and they'll be at the Smoothie King Center tonight against Sacramento. Let's first talk about this matchup with the Kings. How do they match up?
Well, look, it's a different Sacramento team than the one that came in here, very early in the season. Matter of fact, we went to Sacramento late October. They came in a week later, and Sacramento won both games, but it's a different team. They made a pretty big trade sending Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield to Indiana. They got Justin Holiday in return. They got DeMontis Sabonis. They got a 4-way deal with Milwaukee. They got Dante DiVincenzo. So Jeremy Lamb was also in that Indiana trade. So this is a much different team, even though they are 4 games back of the Kings. They still, of the Pelicans, the Kings still have something to play for. And look, De'Aaron Fox has just been an absolute Pelican killer in his 4-year career. Last year, he averaged 41.3 points per game against us. We've just not been able to defend him. And then, of course, when you add Sabonis, who is a walking double-double, he's got 40 this year. He's got 6 already with the Kings in just 15 games. He's got 6 triple-doubles as well. The 2-man game of Fox and Sabonis has been very, very productive for them. And it's all about what are you going to do defending that pick and roll, because, again, Fox can take it in and score, and Sabonis can score on all 3 levels. So it's a very intriguing matchup. But then on the other side, Matt and the Pelicans did not have their present roster, obviously, back early with, now C.J. McCollum and Tony Snell, and Josh Hart has moved on to Portland and McKeel. So it's really 2 different teams that are playing each other tonight. But, again, the key is Sacramento still has something to play for. So even though they're just 23 and 40, you can't just say, well, on paper the Pels should win this. They got to come out and play as hard as they did in Phoenix and LA and really establish that home court advantage, because we're going to need it coming down the stretch. There's some tough teams coming into this building in the last 21 ball games. Only 11 home games left, and it starts tonight.
After the break, the Pelicans had, we talked about, the 5th toughest schedule in the West the rest of the way. So one of the toughest in the entire NBA the rest of the way. So this is, you hate to say it this way, Graf, but this is kind of a, if there is such thing in the NBA, this is a breather. I mean, this is one that you should absolutely get on your home floor tonight against Sacramento. Of course, tip at 7 o'clock tonight, Graf, on our New Orleans affiliate, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans, flagship of the Pelicans. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the Zion report today, that he is having bone healing. I guess that's great news. Any reaction there or anything to add?
I mean, I really don't. I don't know what I could add more than what the update gave you. I guess the good news there is it did not say the bone has deteriorated rapidly, we're going to have to do another surgery. Right. That was not said today. So in that sense, I would think it was good news, considering that it is getting better. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I could add there. But it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
And you and I have not had a chance to talk since the comments that Kendrick Perkins made last week. But you know what, Graf? I kind of want to take it a little bit of a different angle, because we could look at it from the standpoint of everyone just continuing to pile on Kendrick Perkins. But for me, maybe one of the more encouraging things was how many Pelicans fans and people in this region actually went on the offensive after that. You see the same?
Yeah, look. No, I agree with you 100%. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's kind of got put on the back burner now since that Thursday. I mean, what a rough week it was for a Pelicans fan. Really, it started when C.J. McCollum took the set at the All-Star game during the 3-point contest or prior to it. So, I mean, it let all of that, and then it really kind of culminated in the Kendrick Perkins comment. And I had a lot of time to digest it, of course, talked with a lot of people that I work with. And the thing about the Kendrick Perkins comment that really irked me, and not just being a New Orleanian, because, we're just tired of the narrative. But what really irked me, Matt, was that he's on a national television show that is put out by ESPN, who is a big-time partner of the NBA. And after those comments, the show, which is the NBA Today, they put it out on Twitter as if to, not just debunk it, but almost encourage it. And I just think that is so dangerous, Matt, to allow somebody like that a platform who can, basically spew out stuff like that. And it's almost encouraged by the parent company. And that was what really, really irked me in the first place. But again, it was great to see later that night, the spaces held by Mr. Connor, and everybody got on. And I'll give credit to Kendrick Perkins, who at least got on and took his medicine, and evidently everything he talked about that night on that spaces had nothing to do with the actual facts that were presented him. So, let's just hope that the narrative will disappear and the Pelicans can do what they need to do, which is win games on the basketball court and get into the postseason, and then we can move on from all this. Because, again, it just that kind of stuff cannot be said publicly on a national forum with people that are getting paid to give opinions like that, which are complete and utter ridiculous.
Completely agree. And you're right. The narrative goes away if the Pelicans win. So keep winning. Tonight's a great opportunity to do it. Get in the playoffs. See if we can get Zion back and onward and upward. Graf, we appreciate you as always, man. Have a great call tonight. We'll be listening.
Thank you, Matt. Anytime.
All right, bud. Be well. We appreciate Todd Graffanini, again, radio voice of the Pels and Kings tonight. It is a 7 o'clock tip from the Blender. Maybe that is the most encouraging thing about the Kendrick Perkins comments is it did serve sort of as this. It lit this fuse, this rallying cry among people who do support the team and the franchise, the city and the region, and want the NBA to be here, and maybe even more so, the players. How many players stepped forward and said, "Oh man, I love New Orleans. I love being here. We don't feel that at all. We love each other. We love the organization. We like playing in New Orleans." That's probably been the best thing to come out of those comments. So, but again, listen, like we talked about last week, just go win. You win, a lot of those conversations just go away. So go win. Great opportunity tonight. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com. It's pretty cool. Dr. Blake Williamson texted me earlier today. And Dr. Blake, I tell you this often, I mean, he really is at the forefront of ophthalmology. And if you go look at their Facebook page, I know on a lot of their social media, Dr. Blake posted this. He's presenting at an ophthalmology conference in Aspen, Colorado. It's pretty cool. You get to go bring your family and go ski a little bit, but also present at an ophthalmology conference with hundreds of his colleagues. And actually, at this winter symposium, what he's presenting is one of my family members' cases. My cousin Stephen, who had LASIK in the late 90s, had a deterioration of the rest of his eye and was a perfect candidate for PRK. And a lot of these ophthalmologists were just, Blake had texted me this earlier, they were just blown away that you could have that much success with PRK post LASIK. So when I tell you, no matter your age or refractive issue, the Williamson Eye Center has a solution for you. If you want to live without contacts or glasses, I've had LASIK. Those are my cousins. Stephen had PRK. My dad had the lens replacement with Dr. Blake. Me, my family members, we've trusted Dr. Blake Williamson. You should as well. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. Muse, can we please get a check of the poll question, as it were, on this day?
Sure thing. Absolutely. That is not a problem. As we just continue to investigate. If you missed the start of the show, Matt's mic was unplugged.
Yes, it was.
We did not know that, and we quickly found
I was just
it
talking.
out. Yeah.
I was talking.
Into the abyss. There was nothing there.
Nothing.
So today's Citizens Bank poll of the day, Mario was in that chair prior for early line. Did Mario Perez unplug the mic on purpose to sabotage AFR? 81.5% of the votes are in. Yes, he did.
81%. I'm sorry. 81.5%
Yeah.
of the people believe that Mario sabotaged the show.
They do.
The case is building against young Mario. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I was talking to Terrio earlier today, and he said, man, if it were 10 degrees cooler, if it were 10 degrees warmer, I'd go jump in my pool. And I said, well, no, you probably wouldn't want to do that, because even if it were 10 degrees warmer, your pool temperature would still be too cold. But nonetheless, it was, in fact, Pinnacle Exterior Construction that built Terrio's custom pool. If, when the weather gets nice, you want to be swimming in your own custom pool in your own backyard, Pinnacle Exterior Construction can make that happen. Custom pools, outdoor kitchens like the one they built for me and my family. Some people, maybe just a fence. Maybe you had a fence blow down due to Ida. Maybe at Christmas you got a dog and you've learned fences are really for two things, kids and dogs. Pinnacle can build one for you. Give them a buzz, 757-6138, 757-6138, or PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com for Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
The NFL is steamrolling toward veteran free agency. And, I think one of the players that they absolutely have to pursue, if not put maybe at the very top of their wish list, is a guy who is individually responsible for one of the worst moments in Saints history.
Cousins throws, pass is caught for the win. Kyle Rudolph and the Vikings are moving on.
That, of course, is how the New Orleans Saints 2019 season came to an end. At home in the wild card round, when many of us thought this was going to be the Saints with their redemption year after the Nolan no call, back at home in the playoffs, and Kirk Cousins threw that pass to Kyle Rudolph, where he very obviously pushed off on P.J. Williams, but hauled in the touchdown. They did not review it. In the lone year that P.I. was reviewable, you had another questionable call in the Superdome, and, of course, they did not review it, and the Vikings won that football game that day, and the Saints went packing. But it was Kyle Rudolph who pulled in that touchdown that day. And Kyle Rudolph spent this past season in New York with the Giants after beginning his season very successfully with the Minnesota Vikings. And after one season in New York, the Giants have parted ways with Kyle Rudolph. They released him unconditionally earlier on Wednesday. Kyle Rudolph took to social media and posted, Giants fans, thanks for taking me and my family in this past year. Certainly not the year any of us expected, but a year we will never forget. We're appreciative of the Mara and Tish families for giving us the opportunity to be a Giant. Went on to thank his teammates and everyone in the building and all that good stuff. But Kyle Rudolph, a former Notre Dame tight end who was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings and had a very productive start to his career in Minnesota, a two-time Pro Bowler in 2012 and 2017. Rudolph texted Adam Schefter on Wednesday and said he is not retiring, has no plans to retire, but has been released. Cap-saving move there by the Giants in a season where it was his least productive since his rookie year. Rudolph's rookie year was the only less productive than this, where he had just 26 catches for 257 yards in his lone season in New York. If you go back to the rookie season back in 2011, Rudolph started 8 games, had 26 catches for 249. So basically statistics that mirror his rookie year. The Saints need to pursue Kyle Rudolph. I'm going to say that flatly. The Saints need to pursue Kyle Rudolph for a lot of reasons. I'll start with the negatives to get this out of the way. All right. Kyle Rudolph agreed to a 2-year deal worth $12 million last offseason. After he agreed to the deal, it was discovered he needed foot surgery on an injury that limited him the previous year. So after having somewhat of an Iron Man streak from 2015 through 2019, where he never missed a game, you've now seen back-to-back seasons where he just hasn't been as productive. He missed 4 games in 2020 and did play in all 16 this past year, but started just 13 of the games and wasn't very productive. And if you look at his statistics, starting with 2018, each year of the last 4, Kyle Rudolph's production has tapered. He went from 64 catches to 39 catches to 28 to 26. I mean, it is very apparent that you have seen a dramatic reduction in production from Kyle Rudolph here since the 2018 season. 18, 19, 20, 21. Each of the last 4 years, you've seen decreased productivity. And then there's the injury issue as well that could certainly be a concern. But here's the flip side of it, where I'm going to say I would like this move. You wouldn't be asking Kyle Rudolph to come in and be an all-pro. You would ask Kyle Rudolph to come in and basically be what Benjamin Watson was in that 2019 season or the 2018 season when they lost it in the NFC Championship game in the NOLA no-call. A guy who could put up 30 to 40 catches, 400 yards of offense, be a complementary piece to Adam Troutman as you go kind of hand in hand. If you remember in 2018, it was Benjamin Watson with his second stint in New Orleans, and they also had Josh Hill, who was sort of that inline blocker who could also catch passes. Dan Arnold was on that team as well, but you really had that tandem. And I think this could be that possibility, a very affordable possibility to bring in a veteran player that you're not asking to be Jimmy Graham in 2011. You're not asking him to be an all-pro that's going to have a 1,000-yard season. You just need him to be a good veteran pass-catching option who's reliable in this offense and that maybe can help groom a young player. For a guy that's been in the league since 2011, you're looking at now Adam Troutman, who the Saints have invested a third-round pick in, and really they anticipated that he was going to take that step up after they let Jared Cook walk, and it just didn't happen last year. Troutman was just flatly one of the bigger disappointments last year. He didn't take the leap many of us thought he would, yours truly included. I see tons of merit to bringing in a veteran player who's been a Pro Bowl tight end, who's been a very productive player during his NFL career, who's played in big games, who's helped win playoff games in his career, bringing him in to help be a productive part of this offense, a little bit of a security blanket for your quarterback, and to help groom the young tight end as well. I don't know if that's going to interest Kyle Rudolph, but I do believe the market for Kyle Rudolph is going to be soft. It's going to be a light market because let's just talk about it. He's a 32-year-old tight end who had a foot injury, whose production has decreased each of the last 4 years, who spent just one season, one unproductive season in New York, and now is cut free again. Like, he's near the end of his career. So I don't know that there's a great opportunity waiting for Kyle Rudolph. But the Saints need help at that position, but they also don't need someone to come in and be a difference maker at that position. They just need help. And this is a guy that if you can squeeze a little bit more juice out of the orange, then you can get a productive player for a year or two like the Saints did with the second go-round with Benjamin Watson. This is exactly how I would view this move if they were able to pull it off. And listen, Rudolph signed a 2-year, $12 million deal a season ago with New York, so $6 million per. You would think after an unproductive season, his value, market value, would be decreased even further. So would he sign a 2-year deal at maybe $10 million total or $8 million, something along those lines? You could at least go make that ask. I just don't know that there's going to be many better affordable options for New Orleans in veteran free agency at the tight end spot, especially when you consider what they did a year ago when they were looking. I mean, they landed on Nick Van Nett. When you talk about Nick Van Nett and Kyle Rudolph, you're talking about players that are light years apart in their career productivity. Kyle Rudolph has been a Pro Bowl tight end in the past. He's been a very good receiving option. His best season was in 2016, where he had 83 receptions for 840 yards and 7 touchdowns. That wasn't even one of his Pro Bowl seasons. His 2 Pro Bowl years were 2012, his second year in the league, and 2017, where he had 57 receptions for 532 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he's been even more productive than in some of the years where he went to the Pro Bowl. I don't need that. I don't need that Kyle Rudolph. I just need a guy that can go get me 30 catches. A little bit better than he was last year, where he had 26 catches for 257. Give me in that 35 to 40 catch range, around 350 to 400 yards. That's all you really need to supplement that position. I think it makes you better. Good locker room guy, good veteran leader. I think that this is one where the Saints should absolutely kick the tires. And when you look at the best Saints teams in the history of the franchise, if it's 2009, they've always had good tight ends. 2009, of course, had Jeremy Shockey. 2011 had Jimmy Graham at an all-pro level. I mentioned the 2018 team that went to the NFC Championship game and was the number 1 seed. They had the aforementioned tandem with Benjamin Watson and with Josh Hill. I think this could be that good tandem that they need to help maybe even grow Troutman for the future and help you immediately in the short term with whoever the quarterback's going to be, Jameis or otherwise. Kyle Rudolph, free agent. I would love it if the Saints went out and signed a player like Kyle Rudolph, who's now available. Maybe you can sort of expunge some of the memories from the 2019 playoff exit, if indeed he did end up in the black and gold. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified, pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Go test drive one today. If you don't see what you want on the lot or online, remember, they can order whatever vehicle it is that you're looking for. So you can tell them the specifics. I can tell you there's a specific, Erica's, she's been driving an Atlas. She's been driving the Atlas. She wants a Cross Sport. The Cross Sport eliminates the third row, a little sleeker design, a little shorter. And then she wants white with this tan leather, very specific. Well, gave those specifications to Mr. Bill and Brad and all the guys over at South Point. Boom, they're scouring the market to find that exact vehicle for her. They can do the same for you. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. New and certified, pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer is South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, well, now I got a break. Come back, do some overrated, underrated. Muse will have Tigers in the pros. We'll head up to Northwest Arkansas in about 45 minutes to preview LSU and Arkansas with our buddy Josh Bertaccini of 92 on the Ticket up in Fayetteville. Stick around, ton to do. It's AFR.
AFR. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pop?
I'll take a little cheese.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but two NMEA-certified techs. Family-owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years, front-to-back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front to Back Boat Service.
Hey, look what I found!
The motivation I needed to live healthier.
My new favorite sport.
I found my groove.
I found I'm part fish.
My second win when I needed it most.
I found more than a gym.
The affordable childcare this mom needed.
Time for myself.
We found our why.
Have you found?
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
I can't find it.
You can't find what, Matt?
The Salivate can. I mean, we're about to do Overrated, Underrated, which is presented by Salivate, and the Salivate can is gone.
Well, I mean, you opened it last week.
Well, but I always bring an additional Salivate can for that purpose. So I could drink it, or it's product placement, or whatever, and I can't, like, the Salivate can is gone. The one I brought is gone.
The one you brought into studio today is gone.
I think I know what's up.
What?
Mario. Mario unplugged my mic and stole my Salivate can.
I don't think Mario stole the Salivate
I think he stole the Salivate can.
Why would he do that?
Because he wanted to feel the boost and feed the body is what he wanted to do.
You can do that with Salivate.
I mean, it is an innovative, no-crash, boost your mind that your body deserves. And Mario stole it. And he unplugged my mic. Let's do Overrated, Underrated, presented by Salivate.
Overrated or underrated?
I personally think he's criminally underrated.
What am I going to have to do now, Muse? Drink out of this obnoxiously large jug of water?
I guess so.
I mean, water's fine.
It's great.
Water hydrates you.
Does the body good.
But water does not salivate.
Some high-quality H2O.
Not as good as salivate.
Overrated or underrated?
Compared to salivate?
What?
Are we doing things that are they overrated or underrated as compared to salivate?
No.
Oh.
No. I give you something and you tell me whether it's overrated or underrated on its own.
Compared to salivate?
No, on its own.
Okay. So I'm telling you, is salivate overrated or underrated?
Salivate's properly rated. It's phenomenal.
Yes.
So, on its own, overrated or underrated, a veggie burger.
Salivate is not a veggie burger. Salivate,
of course,
is properly rated, and there's nothing to do with a veggie burger.
Yeah, but
unless if you were going to drink one alongside your veggie burger as you ate it.
Okay, and if you were to do that and you ate the veggie burger, would you say it was overrated or underrated?
Well, Salivate is even still as wonderful as it is, still criminally underrated.
Not okay. But we're talking about the veggie burger.
Why are you talking about a veggie burger while we're trying to talk about Salivate?
Some people like them.
Like Salivate? I love Salivate.
A lot of people do.
Yes, many people do. Get it at great local retailers or at salivate.com. What's confusing here?
I'm not asking about Salivate.
Why wouldn't you ask me about Salivate? They sponsor the segment.
Right, and they're phenomenal. But the segment is I give you just something.
Right.
Like a veggie burger, for instance.
I don't see a veggie burger.
No, I'm not going to actually, not physically, I don't physically give it to you.
Okay.
But you tell me your thoughts. Like, do you think it's overrated or underrated?
I've already told you. I think Salivate is...
No, but not Salivate.
Oh, well, then what are you talking about?
A veggie burger.
Why are you talking about a veggie burger?
Let's try this with something else.
Okay.
Okay, overrated or underrated rum?
There isn't a rum flavor of Salivate.
I know that.
Okay. So why are you asking me? I don't think you get the point of the show.
I don't think you get the point of the segment.
Oh, I understand the point of the segment.
I don't think so.
I think I do. You know what's great after you drink rum? Salivate.
I've heard that.
Yep. You're really good.
Just refuel you.
Mm-hmm.
But rum.
Yes.
On its own.
Yes.
Overrated or underrated? You're a big whiskey guy. We know that.
I do love whiskey.
But what about rum?
As compared to Salivate?
No, just on its own.
Salivate on its own is really good.
Well, yes. I know that. But rum on its own. You're not drinking Salivate right now. You drink the Salivate.
I know I'm not drinking Salivate right now because Mario stole my Salivate.
I don't think that happened either.
I think that did happen. But I think Mario unplugged my microphone and he stole my Salivate. He sabotaged the beginning of the show and he sabotaged this segment by stealing my Salivate.
You drink the Salivate after you drink the rum. So if you're going to drink rum, or would you? I mean, is it overrated or underrated? If it's overrated, you're not going to drink it, right? So
we've already been over this. Salivate, not overrated, properly rated. It's fantastic.
I think I see what the problem could be.
What do you think the problem could be?
Rum's a drink, Salivate's a drink, a veggie burger's food. You drink something, you eat food. You're getting confused there, right?
I don't think I'm confused at all.
I do. Yeah. Let's try something that's just not food or food related or drink related.
Okay.
Overrated or underrated game shows?
Am I drinking a Salivate during the game show?
No, you're sitting down watching the game show.
You know, like sometimes when you watch a game show, they have like a cup of water. What if my cup of water was a Salivate?
You're not on the game. They have a cup of water. You don't have a cup of water. You're watching.
I know I don't have a cup of water. I have a big giant gallon of water right here instead of my Salivate. Because Mario stole it.
Yeah, I don't think he did that.
I think he did do. What I'm trying to tell you is that do I have a Salivate while I'm on the show?
You're not on the show.
I am on the show.
No,
this is a show. We're on a show right now.
We're talking about game shows, not this show. Like if you're gonna sit down and watch a game show, right? Say you're watching Wheel of Fortune or something, or Jeopardy.
Drew watches Wheel of Fortune every day, but here's the kicker.
Phenomenal show.
He watches like the same episodes over and over. So I see the same prize puzzles over and over. And I feel like I'm getting smarter because like I see it, I'm like, oh, how could they not get this? But in reality, I've watched the same episode 10,000 times.
Yes. Yeah. But the game shows, overrated or underrated? Just the game show.
Is the game show about Salivate?
It could be a prize on the game show.
What could be?
A lifetime supply of Salivate.
Now that sounds like a great prize. We should give away a lifetime supply of Salivate.
That'd be awesome.
I know, that would be really good. We'll talk to Steve over at Salivate, see if we could do that.
Do I even ask you about boy bands, if those are overrated or underrated?
Why are you talking about boy bands?
I wanted your opinion on it.
This is a sports show.
Why not? I just asked you about rum and a game show.
Stick to sports, Muse.
Oh, easy. Nah, we're not going to do that.
Stick to sports.
Nah. Stick to sports guy, overrated or underrated?
Who?
Stick to sports guy.
Who's stick to sports guy?
The guy who always says stick to sports.
Who's that guy?
There's a lot of them.
Oh, really?
You're on Twitter. You've seen them.
Yeah, I have. You know what happens whenever I encounter a stick to sports guy?
I think I do, but what happens?
What do you think happens?
I think you open up a Salivate.
Nope, never done that actually.
Never.
I usually just troll him right back on Twitter. Either that or mute him. Either one of the two.
The mute button is mute button is underrated.
The mute button.
Everyone always just blocks.
Nope.
No.
No one will ever get the satisfaction of a block ever. You are muted, and you, my friend, are just shouting at the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot hear you.
Or see you or anything.
You do not exist. You have just been blown into the ether. You do not exist anywhere in my reality.
Do you ever see like a comment that's like, this is from an account you've muted, and then you're kind of curious of who it is? It's like, oh wait, I wonder who this is.
Nope.
I can't lie, that's happened to me before.
Not interested at all. I'm an 8, bro.
That's true.
Come on.
That's true.
I'm an Enneagram 8. In my mind, there's a wall. And if you exist on the other side of the wall, you don't exist in my reality. Look it up. I'm an Enneagram 8. It's how I see the world.
The mute button, though, very underrated.
So good.
That's overrated or underrated?
We haven't even done any, Muse.
No, we did. You didn't do any. I did plenty.
Do you understand the point of this segment?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't think that you do.
I think you're the one that's confused.
No. All you did was just sit there and ask me about Salivate the whole time.
I never once asked you about Salivate.
Paulie, was this whole segment basically about Salivate?
It was all Salivate.
See?
No.
Muse.
Paul's editing
Muse.
video for YouTube over there. He doesn't have his headphones
Muse.
and he's not paying attention.
I get it. You're a little preoccupied. You're distracted. You're taking notes as to when you might ask Cade about how to do a rotator with the Blake money drops.
Well, I can't. I'm playing this out of Adobe, so I can't do it.
You see, if you had a rotator, then you could have done it. But you haven't done that yet. So since you're a 6, you're thinking, you're an Enneagram 6, you're thinking about when you might ask Cade and what the best possible solution would be an outcome to have that conversation.
That's factual.
That's what's happening right now. I'm telling you, look up that Enneagram stuff. It's wild. I don't know where I was going with all that. I forgot. You were thinking about it while we were trying to do the segment about overrated, underrated, and you botched the whole thing.
No. I asked you veggie burgers, overrated or underrated, and you said Salivate.
Would you help Musso, please? Would you just help him?
I'll try.
Thank you, Paul. At least I can rely on someone here. It's that was supposed to be overrated, underrated, but Muse screwed up the whole thing. You can pick up Salivate at great local retailers or learn more at salivate.com. All right, it's after further review. Muse will have Tigers in the pros if he can figure out what he's supposed to do next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Dedham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Amazing time to just plant something. These beautiful sun-kissed days with crystal clear blue skies, sunshine, and pleasant temps. This is the time to get in your yard and plant something for the spring. You want some beautiful rose bushes? Now is the time. Those colorful flowers to plant in your flower bed or your patio pots? Now is the time. Trees, fruit trees, privacy shrubs around your home and bushes. Now is the time to just plant something. And nobody has a better selection than Clegg's, and nobody has a more informed, helpful staff of horticulturists than Clegg's Nursery. They've been in business for 60 years, y'all. Maybe you're having weeds pop up in your grass. They have a great weed-killing cocktail. Ask about it at Clegg's Nursery.
You know Miller Lite only has 1 more calorie, right?
And more taste. Good choice.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. Remember, Plucker's, great shot to get by tonight. You got LSU basketball, LSU baseball, the Pelicans. You can watch them all at Plucker's tonight. Saturday, Hudco hat party at Plucker's. I'll be there. Terrio will be there. Essentially, it's a big watch party for LSU Texas, 7 p.m. at Plucker's on Nicholson. Join us there on Saturday. All right, Muso. Try not to screw it up this time, all right? Tigers in the pros. All right, we got that part right.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
Look, the Mets on the second half of a back-to-back. Actually, it was a rematch in the back-to-back against the Toronto Raptors. They lost again, this time only by 1 point. Cam Thomas, wildly efficient night for the rookie out of LSU. 18 minutes, 4 of 8 from the field, 50%. 1 of 1 from 3, 2 of 2 from the stripe, 11 points in total for Cam. He did add 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal.
Who won?
The Raptors won.
Oh.
109-108.
So the Nets still stink without Kevin Durant.
Yeah, go figure.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Makes a bit of a difference.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they were on the second half of a back-to-back themselves. They got the dub over the Dubs. Naz Reid, 16 minutes in the game, 4 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. All in all, a total of 9 points for Naz. Added 9 rebounds and 1 assist to round out his nice +5 for Naz in that victory.
Should have stayed.
Yeah, for sure. He would have been +6.
Mm-hmm.
And to the G League we go. The Agua Caliente Clippers.
This feels like deja vu.
Everybody was on a back-to-back.
These are the exact same guys.
Same guys.
We talked about yesterday.
They were all on back-to-backs. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't look.
No, that's what it is.
I don't make the schedule here. I mean, I don't make the schedule.
What about some of the guys in minor league baseball? How did they do?
Oh, well, that's a question for Rob Manford.
Oh,
yeah.
Moron.
Not his fault, though. Don't blame him. 15 minutes for Emmett Williams last night. 2 of 2 from the floor, 1 of 1 from the stripe. 6 points on the night for Emmett. 4 rebounds and also stole the ball 1 time. Got into a little bit of foul trouble at 3, so his minutes were a tad limited. +8 for Emmett Williams. And the Hot Water Clippers got the victory 109-101.
No. It's Agua Caliente.
That's what it means in Spanish, yeah.
Their name isn't Hot Water. It's Agua Caliente.
But that translates to hot water.
Doesn't matter. What's it say?
Agua Caliente. But, yeah, it's, potato.
No, that's not.
Tomato,
it's actually
tomato.
not potato, tomato.
Yeah.
It's not a pronunciation thing. It's literally what they're called, the Agua Caliente Clippers.
To continue the deja vu, not only were they on a back-to-back, they were also playing a rematch with the Birmingham Squadron.
Same thing.
Same team again.
We could have just recorded yesterday's segment, played it back, no one would have known.
Well, we couldn't because we have a little bit of golf to get to here real quick, Matt.
Here we go.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational is this weekend. And matter of fact, it gets started tomorrow. Sam Burns is in the field. We've talked a lot about Sam and kind of the rapid ascension he had last year. Man, he's in a marquee group paired with John Rahm and Sergio Garcia tomorrow. They will go off at 11:57 a.m. Central Time. Sam Burns.
No. The who he's playing with?
John Rahm and Sergio Garcia.
Oh, never heard of them.
They're major champions. Well, yeah, Sergio's. Anyway, I don't like that. But, yeah, he's a Masters champion.
Win a Masters.
He did. That's Tigers of the Pros.
And before anyone asks, I know who John Rahm and Sergio Garcia. Please don't blow up my text line. I know who they are. All right, we're brought to you by Tigers and the Pros, brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gentlemen, you can always thrill her with a gift in the red box. I just noticed at the Lee Michaels website, they have an ad with Scarlett Johansson on it there for David Yurman. I guess she endorses their jewelry. Anyway, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gentlemen, if it is engagement time, there is no better place to go than Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You will get a beautiful diamond, and you will always get the Lee Michaels experience. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Hour 3 next.
AFR.
All right, y'all. Saturday, UFC 272. I'm pumped for this one. Covington, Masvidal, and the DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you even more incentive to be pumped about UFC 272, even if you don't watch MMA. Right now, the official sports betting partner of UFC, UFC, I kind of slurred over that a bit, my apologies, bet just $1. Bet $1. Bet $1 on the main event, and you will get $100 in free bets, no matter the outcome of the main event. So, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge, one word together, Baton Rouge. Bet $1 on the Covington Masvidal fight. No matter the outcome, they'll give you $100 in free bets only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns in stock with $2,750 off MSRP. Shop our inventory or let us custom order your next vehicle with up to $2,000 bonus cash, our 1,000,000-mile warranty, and more. Shop BayouCDJR.com or visit us off I-10 in La Plaza. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi, breaking NBA news. Kevin Durant, no longer listed on the Nets injury report, is expected to return from a sprained MCL tomorrow against the Heat. Brooklyn went 5-16 in the 21 games that he missed. James Harden makes his 76ers home debut tonight versus the Knicks. Coverage begins in an hour on ESPN TV, followed by the Suns hosting the Blazers. In addition to being without the injured Chris Paul, Phoenix will be without leading scorer Devin Booker tonight. He's in health and safety protocols. One Suns player in particular needs to step up in their absences, says ESPN's Kendrick Perkins.
DeAndre Ayton, this is a special moment for him. Not only to show the NBA that he's one of the elite bigs, but to show why he deserves the money that he wants. Right? We got to remember, Chris Paul is under contract, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges got his deal. Like DeAndre Ayton won his lettuce. This is his time to show why.
Kendrick Perkins on NBA Today. Pelicans say Zion Williamson's fractured foot is showing signs of improved bone healing. He'll gradually progress to basketball activities, but at this point, he still remains out indefinitely.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
We're good. Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yes. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's Hump Day.
It's Hump Day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You know what today is? It is that.
It's Hump Day.
It's also the day where LSU plays Arkansas in hoops.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's the day where LSU plays UNO in baseball. It's a day where the Pels play the Kings in shooty hoop.
It's Hump Day.
It's also the day where we take down a criminal.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Mario Jerez. The longer this persists,
it's Hump Day.
The clearer it becomes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
The culprit is in fact Mario. That is, unless in fact,
it's Hump Day.
He had a co-conspirator.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And there can be only one person who would fit that description. And he's in the room right now.
It's Hump Day.
You weren't here at the start of the show today. We started the show like we normally would, only there was one problem. My microphone had been unplugged. And we thought for sure that there could only be one person to blame. The person that sat in this very chair, at this very microphone, just minutes before I. And that would be Mario Jerez. And then during the break, my very astute colleague, Mr. Paul O'Neill, made another suggestion. What was it, Paulie?
Could it be one Matthew Musso?
It is worth pointing out that Musso does, in fact, unplug his own microphone.
Yes, but that's...
And is fidgeting with all the stuff over here before AFR starts.
There's no fidgeting.
There's fidgeting.
I fidget with the microphone I used.
With the microphone.
That I used.
And in so doing on this very day, perhaps, just perhaps, it was ye who unplugged my microphone.
It was not. Paul was on that side of the desk.
Oh, you know what happens?
It's always the quiet ones.
The guilty party always starts pointing the finger elsewhere.
Just like Paul did to me a second ago.
It's a distraction tactic is what it is, Musa. I believe you and Mario were in cahoots. Or maybe you set up Mario. Is that how this went down? Were you trying to kick Mario out of the building to get him out so you could have your own show at 2 o'clock? Is that what this is about, Muse? Are you conspiring to bring down the whole damn organization? 90 plus years of guarantee broadcasting and guarantee media and guarantee income and life insurance company, and you and your one fell selfish swoop are trying to bring it all down, crumble into bricks and rocks? Feels that way.
No.
Feels that way.
That is wrong.
Feels that way. New poll question. Did Musso actually unplug the microphone? Put it up there. Poor Mario. I feel like we've wrongfully accused Mario all along, when in fact it was you who unplugged the microphone. We'll get to the bottom of this before the show is over. Josh Bertaccini, 92 on the ticket. He's going to be with us in less than 10 minutes from right now. LSU, Arkansas, 8 o'clock tip, a late tip tonight. So NFL scouting combine's going on right now in Indianapolis, and one of the big talking points around the combine on this day, when coaches kind of had their sort of all held court there in Indianapolis, was the future of the quarterback position for so many places. It seems as though, according to many reports, that the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers are starting to find some common ground, and maybe, just maybe, are going to work through their differences to keep Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. If that happens, that would seemingly remove one possible option for New Orleans, although I think it would be a long shot. And what is starting to crystallize more and more is that Jameis Winston actually is the front runner to be the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints week 1 in the 2022 season. The other big name that we've kept an eye on and talked about really for almost a year now is Russell Wilson. And Pete Carroll, when he met with the media today in Indianapolis, said of a meeting he had with GM John Schneider there in Seattle, quote, "At this time of year, there's conversations about everybody. We're talking about everybody. And that's commonplace for us to have conversations with teams about all of the players, particularly marquee players. And that's not changed. It's been the same every year we've been here, so it's the same as it's been. We have no intention of making any move there," meaning of Russell Wilson. But the conversations, John has to field those. He always has, but nothing specific to that. So there are no conversations and no interest of moving, as he said, no intention. They have no intention of moving Russell Wilson. If the offer they can't refuse comes, then you listen. But if that offer doesn't come, then they stick with Russell Wilson, who's still under contract in Seattle, although the Seahawks are coming off their first losing record since Wilson took over at quarterback in 2012. So if Aaron Rodgers is off the table and Russell Wilson appears to be off the table, what are you left with? Are the options that are theoretically out there better than the option you have? Are you really convinced that doing a deal with Jimmy Garoppolo is better, like giving up assets to get Jimmy Garoppolo is a better option than signing Jameis Winston? Because I'm not. I think physically Jameis Winston is a better player, and he's been in your building the last 2 years. He knows the locker room. He knows the culture. He knows the coaching staff. He knows the talent. He knows the offense. He and Pete Carmichael have a working relationship, and you're about to get him healthy and with his best weapon in Mike Thomas back and theoretically drafting a receiver. The circumstantial evidence surrounding this tells you kind of what you need to know, which is you start to see all these mock drafts, which had the Saints taking a quarterback, now are all kind of shifting to the Saints taking a receiver. We talked about Mel Kiper, who's got the Saints taking Garrett Wilson, trading up from 18 to 14 to take Garrett Wilson. Today at the Combine, they spoke with Chris Olave, the other wide receiver from Ohio State. Of course, they're going to do their due diligence on all of these players there, but when your options, when the marquee options start to wane and you're left with that next tier of veteran quarterback, whomever that may be, or re-signing Jameis or drafting a quarterback, if there isn't if you're not picking in the top 5 where you know you're going to get an elite prospect in a heavy draft class, like would have been the case maybe a year ago, then are you really sitting there at 18 feeling like you have much leverage to get a marquee quarterback prospect in this draft? And I don't even know if that guy exists in this year's draft. And if you're looking at a project, you drafted one a year ago. I'm not telling you that I think Ian Book's going to become a franchise quarterback someday in the NFL, but he's a project seemingly like anybody else you might draft in this year's class. It looks more and more like they're sticking with Jameis. And what's even more interesting is when you start to look around, a lot of these teams that need quarterbacks are in similar situations, kind of shrugging their shoulders, going, "What do we do?" Bruce Arians, they've seen Tom Brady now walk into retirement, and Bruce Arians was asked this question today about Kyle Trask and Blaine Gabbert.
Will you be okay going into next season with Trask and, let's say, Blaine Gabbert as guys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd be very, very comfortable, because they know what they're doing. They've both shown they can do it. And so, yeah, and with our defense, they know what we want out of our quarterback.
Kyle Trask hasn't shown you anything. He's not played. Blaine Gabbert is 11 years into his career, and he started in Jacksonville. And I'll grant you, he went to an awful organization, the worst organization in the NFL. But he went from Jacksonville to San Francisco to Arizona to Tennessee, and now has been in Tampa the last 2 seasons. But he's never he threw for 2,200 yards his rookie season, and then in 2015 in San Francisco he threw for 2,031 yards. That's the most he's ever thrown for. Neither of those guys have shown you they can do it. Jameis has. Jameis has a 5,000-yard season under his belt. He started more than 70 games in his career. That's a guy that's shown you he can be a competent starting quarterback. The question is, can he be a championship starting quarterback? And I don't know that you have a better option sitting out there that's proven that if Rodgers and Wilson aren't available. The more this goes along, the more it's pointing to the Saints going heavy to make Jameis Winston their guy for the future and for the now. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. We'll knock out a quick break. When we come back, we'll head up to Northwest Arkansas. Our buddy Josh Bertaccini from 92.1 The Ticket hosts mornings there, a show called The Red Zone. We'll preview LSU, Arkansas from the Hog side when we return. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I am fired up. Mardi Gras season over, which means now we are looking directly into Lent, which means for so many Catholics in Louisiana, you're looking for seafood options. And today, on Ash Wednesday, how about crawfish? Make that sacrifice. Make that Lenten sacrifice and go to Rouse's and pick up some crawfish. That's right. They've got live and boiled crawfish at all Rouse's locations. So pop on by any Rouse's near you. You can go to rouses.com. That's rouses.com to find the location near you. Look, if you're in Baton Rouge, they got them all over town. Of course, there's the Burbank location. There's the Long Farm location on Airline near Highland. or near Antioch. You know where it is. Find that Rouse's near you. Amazing time to get on by. Treat the family tonight with some crawfish, live and boiled crawfish all throughout crawfish season at Rouse's. Go to rouses.com to learn more. Rouses.com to learn more. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information,
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, roll along here. Quick reminder about our friends at HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. Had a great meeting with my partners from HUDCO today. Fired up. And look, it's such a great time actually right now as we head toward the spring. Get that roof inspection. Y'all, spring showers are coming. I'll ask it to you this way. Do you know if you have roof damage? Well, if you haven't been on your roof, then you don't know. So give us a shout, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. You don't need to be home. We'll send a field inspector to your home, get up on the roof, walk the roof, do an inspection. If there's damage, we recommend filing a claim with your insurance company. We'll meet with the insurance adjuster to get that insurance claim approved and get you a new roof. You pay your deductible. We're thrilled to work with you. HUDCORoofing.com. Call now for that free, no obligation roofing inspection. You don't pay anything. If there's damage, we'll help you file a claim. If not, we'll shake your hand and be on our way. And at least you know for the coming storm season, you're in tip-top shape. HUDCORoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. All right, basketball Tigers today. They are up in Fayetteville. They'll take on the Hogs. 8 o'clock tip. Tigers looking for a little vengeance after the home loss back in January. Our buddy Josh Bertaccini, 92, won the ticket up there in Northwest Arkansas. Good enough to join us for a couple of minutes. JB, thanks for the time as always, brother. How are you, man?
I am fantastic, Max. Good to speak with you.
Man, we appreciate the time. When these two teams played in Baton Rouge, it really set off a reaction that sent both teams in opposite directions. Arkansas is arguably the hottest team in the conference. LSU lost 6 of 7 beginning with that Arkansas game, and they've really struggled to find their sea legs again. What changed that night for Arkansas?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. And it was that night, really, right? It sent the two teams in different directions. LSU running their ship, of course, here lately. But, for Arkansas, what changed really was the defensive tenacity. Right now, this team is holding opponents to top 5 numbers. Look at field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and clearly with their offensive efficiency, they have to rely on their defense because Arkansas is not a team where baskets come easy. But that night in Baton Rouge, to be able to play D like they did, and I think you mentioned it up here on my show earlier this morning, Matt, just the fact that they were able to clamp down, go on that 17-2 run in the final 8 minutes. Feels like since then, this team has continued to buy in defensively. And early on this year, you couldn't say that. I mean, teams were coming in and getting easy looks and scoring at will. Something changed down the stretch that night. They bought into each other. And really, they've fed off it since now. What is it, 13 out of 14, as you alluded to, headed into the game here at Bud Walton tonight.
Do you believe that LSU, who did not have Xavier Pinson in that game, having him against Arkansas tonight changes the dynamic in any way from the first time?
I think for LSU's sake it has to, and I have to believe it will. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, right? 19-4.
Hey, JB, hang on one second, man. We're really struggling. Call him back, please. I couldn't hear him at all. His phone was kind of just going into the abyss. So we're going to call JB back real quick, trying to get him, because I want to hear what he has to say from that perspective. It's a really important game tonight. Obviously, you got LSU and Arkansas. Arkansas is still in contention to win the SEC, and LSU desperately seeking that next marquee win, which could move it further away from that 8-9 game. So we're going to reconnect here with JB in just a second. Of course, if you need a place to watch the game tonight, Pluckers is a great spot, title sponsor of our Hump Day shows all throughout the year. At either Pluckers location, but of course the Nicholson location is right there where you got the LSU baseball game tonight as well. So LSU baseball 6:30, you got the Pels at 7, and then you got basketball tonight at 8 o'clock, so you can watch it all in one place. So trying to reconnect here with JB because I want to make sure that we get a little conversation from the Arkansas standpoint on this game as we're here 2.5 hours or so away from tip. All right, JB, sorry about that, man. We were losing you. So I was asking you about Pinson, if him being there tonight fundamentally changes the dynamic of the matchup from the first time.
Yeah, Matt, absolutely. And I apologize about that. But just finishing the thought, with Pinson, LSU's offense, obviously in the half court, a lot more efficient. And without him, I think we've seen at times that the Tiger offense really, it's easier to contain. So tonight, Pinson in the lineup, we know him well from the Missouri days. The fans here at Bud Walton, they're licking their chops right now, Matt. This is going to be a frenzied atmosphere for sure.
So something I've said here, JB, is I think there are two teams in the conference, two fan bases in the conference, and the way that I would phrase it is this, that when their team is bad, they care. Everywhere else, when they're good, people like Auburn is really good right now, and they're into it. But like the Cliff Ellis days, Auburn fans didn't care. Like when they were terrible, nobody cared. Arkansas and Kentucky are the only two places in the league where they care no matter what. So what's it like right now? What's the general vibe around this team and what the feeling is that the ceiling might be for this Arkansas team right now?
Yeah, that's an interesting way to phrase it, too. Just the vibes, really, that the fans are feeling for the team. It's been a big part of what they've done this year. The atmosphere of Bud Walton is right up there. I'm not going to say, best in college basketball and be totally biased here, but I think we know it's on the short list, right?
Yeah.
20,000 people packed in for a game, very loud. The dimension's not nearly as big as a place like Rupp Arena. So I think the fans have shown you they buy in. And a lot of that, too, frankly, Matt, is social media driven. Eric Musselman here has done a fantastic job of connecting Hog fans in places like Jonesboro and West Memphis and, Texarkana, towns that are diehard Razorback towns, but probably don't feel like they get to take part in a lot of the stuff at times that goes on in Fayetteville because you're 5, 6, 7 hours away, right? So Eric Musselman has embraced his social media. He's done a lot of work really to get people engaged on game days. They pulled off, strikeouts. I think one was white, one was red, one was color mixed, which, usually is a disaster in the past to a Fed Walton Arena fans trying to color code their attendance. But instead, it's all kind of, it's all click. And they sold out before the year, and while the crowds maybe early on were a little late arriving, it's been pretty intense here of late. So LSU's got a chance full tonight, Matt. I mean, what the line's at 5 or 6 right now.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. As far as ceiling, I mean, last year Elite Eight. So based on that, the fact that they are playing such good defense, I think people want to see them in the second weekend of the tournament again. I think anything short of that would be a disappointment to the fans. I think if you go further than that, you go to the Final Four or something, I mean, frankly, that would be, a historic type run.
Yeah.
So I don't think fans expect that. But second weekend, that's probably the barometer right now, my friend.
It's interesting. I mean, look, Arkansas's beaten Kentucky. They've beaten Auburn. I mean, if they were playing the whole thing at Bud Walton, I mean, maybe we're making the prohibitive favorite, but I mean, it's not unrealistic that they could. I mean, they've been on an incredible run here the past 2 months, so it wouldn't stun me. I did want to ask you about the matchup tonight with Jalen Williams, who I shared this with you earlier. I think that's the key down in the block. When teams have limited him, how have they been able to do that successfully?
Yeah, they force him to shoot jumpers. Bottom line, they forced him to get outside of his comfort zone. And once Jalen Williams, he's one of those guys. It's weird, Matt. He makes an early shot or two, and you're almost worried because now he's going to shoot 4 or 5 more of them. But Jalen Williams, he's 6'10". There's no question. Back to the basket, 15 feet in. He can back you down, post you up, and then finish with either hand at the basket. So I think teams have almost wanted to entice him to shoot jumpers early in games. I think he's clearly at his best when he, was able to get some stuff going more in the lane, and he's a good free throw shooter too, Matt. So it's weird with him too, though. Back to that Arkansas LSU game from earlier this year, Jalen Williams did a huge three, if you remember, late in that game, really for Arkansas, and that's not traditionally, a shot that he felt comfortable taking.
Yeah.
Since then, he's taken more of them. But I was looking at the numbers before I came on with you. He's only shooting 26% from three. So I think a key for LSU tonight, Note's going to get his. If you can find a way to get Williams pushed outside a little bit, it's going to bode well for LSU, certainly.
Yeah, and both teams, last thing for you, I know both teams kind of want to play at tempo. I don't know that either team wants this to be a get in the half-court set type ball game. If both teams want to do the same thing, then who would that pace benefit tonight?
Probably LSU. Arkansas has lately taken it a little more open court.
Okay.
I think Musselman likes it when the pace here is going a touch faster than it has because, frankly, baskets have been hard to come by for this Arkansas offense. We were talking about the D they've been playing, and they definitely like to lock teams down, man in the half court. But if Note's off, and he hasn't been off a lot, but if he's off, and that's what we're seeing from the NCAA tournament prospects for Arkansas, down the road. When Note's off, where does the rest of the offense come from? You're going to get 15 to 10 out of Jalen Williams, but can you still get, 70 points on the board if you don't have another weapon? So, Amude, Tony, Evo Davis, certainly. These guys have gotten some open court buckets lately that have made it a little more easier to come by for the Arkansas O. I think Eric Musselman would probably not mind a faster pace tonight, but certainly once LSU gets going up and down, as we've seen, you get Tari Eason the ball in the open floor and watch out. I think it probably tells LSU play. But this could be a great game, Matt, and I think if LSU wins tonight, that's a huge feather in their cap here as far as the bracketology lake, because the Hawks have been, seriously, they're playing as well as anybody the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, this is the one, JB. This is the one for LSU because it's the opportunity to move up a line, right? I mean, at this point, LSU's trying to avoid an 8-9 game, and most bracketology has them right there at 7. Some have them as a 6, depending on who you look at. But you win this game, now you're squarely a 6. With depending on what happens against Alabama and in the SEC tournament to possibly jump to a 5. But it's really about distancing yourself from the 8-9 line, and this would go a long way to do it if they could. Hey, last thing. You said, so you assume Note, Williams, they get theirs. Like with LSU, you just assume Tari Eason, Xavier Pinson, they're going to get theirs, affect the way that they do. For Arkansas, who's the X factor, the guy that you think, okay, at the end of the night, look at that guy and his stat line, because that'll probably tell you how this game went.
Yeah, good question. And I think the easy answer goes one of two ways. Amude, if you're looking for threes, right? Stanley Amude, the transfer from South Dakota State, who was expected to be a major offensive contributor from the jump. It took him a while to get his sea legs in the SEC, but here the last 3-4 weeks, I mean, he's shooting 45% from three. So especially at home, like we talked about, there's no question in college hoops. That gives you a major advantage. You're just more comfortable in your gym. So you got to watch Amude from three. But really, my final answer to the question there, Matt, would be Debo Davis. I mean, that gets back to the pace and the tempo. And if he is able to give Arkansas 20, 25 good minutes off the bench, and we've seen good and bad Debo this year, a lot of expectations for him coming into his sophomore season. He's definitely slumped a lot of the year, but lately he's found the range from three. And when he's flying up and down the court and dunking, it gets the fans out of their seats. So we've also seen Debo Davis play 15 minutes and get, essentially a zero stat line. No points, no rebounds, no assists. He's been known to check out a game if he doesn't hit his first couple shots. So I think Debo Davis had a huge X factor for Arkansas in that. And, look, we're already seeing a stream of people coming into Bud Walton. This is going to be a fantastic night of hoops.
Yeah, man, LSU needs to avoid the early buzzsaw, keep themselves in it, and settle into what hopefully will be a really competitive game tonight. Great stuff as always. You'll follow him on Twitter at RedZone921, host of the Red Zone on 92.1 The Ticket there in Fayetteville, Arkansas. He's Josh Bertaccini. Thanks, man. We appreciate you.
Matt, you're my guy. We'll talk.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. Good stuff from JB. We appreciate that. JB's a Syracuse guy, so he obviously ingrained into college basketball. He knows it well and knows this team really well also. And they're hot, man. There's no question. It's so interesting to look at where Arkansas was when LSU last saw them. I mean, they were 1-3 in the conference. Their only win had been Missouri. They started 0-3. They beat Missouri, then came to Baton Rouge, and boom. That 17-2 run at the end of that game is what lit the fuse. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Note, it was at the point in the game where Note went to the bench, I think with his fourth foul. And LSU had an opportunity to just swell the lead, and the opposite happened. And Arkansas went on like a 10-0 run, and then Note comes back into the game, and boom, there it was. And that's definitely one that got away. But again, Xavier Pinson didn't play in that game. He's back. He's healthy. Maybe LSU a little bit of a feel-good after the Missouri win. I mean, the only team that's gone and won at Bud Walton is Vanderbilt, and that was in that when Arkansas started 0-3 in the league. One of those games was at home against Vanderbilt. That's the only SEC team to beat them at home this year. And it's just a very different team right now. So big task for LSU, a huge opportunity if they can get it. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Blue Bonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, online, theantiagingclinics.com. Y'all, I don't mention this enough. The Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, at the National Aesthetic Show in Las Vegas, they were voted the nation's best aesthetic practice. I mean, literally the best aesthetic practice in the country. Like, you walk into the door of the clinic on Bluebonnet, you kind of get it. I mean, that facility in and of itself is massively impressive. And then you have the credentials of Dr. Todd Howell, his amazing staff, all the different products and services that they offer. If it's hormone replacement therapy, if it's something like Botox, if it's medical grade supplements, which I take every day, my daily, my Metagenics multivitamin, vitamin C, vitamin D, the supplements that I take every day that my blood lab said, okay, this is where you're deficient. Take these supplements. They can help you. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. Look and feel like your younger you. The Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. All right, it's After Further Review. It's been a good show. We appreciate Graff, who was with us last hour. You just heard Josh Bertaccini of 92 on the Ticket. We had Taylor Calandro for Little Bourbon Dictionary in hour number one. Busy night. I'm pumped about a night like tonight, man. I'll get home. I'll kick my feet up. I'll watch the baseball game at 6:30. Pels at 7. We'll have, of course, LSU basketball at 8. So, man, boom, boom, boom. We'll have a ton of local content all tonight. Looking forward to catching it all this evening. And if you need a place to go to watch it all, of course, you can get by Pluckers. Let me knock out our final break. We'll come back. Check see if LSU baseball has posted the lineup yet. Have they? Okay, they did. Good. So LSU baseball has posted the lineup First pitch inside of an hour. We'll run through when we return on AFR.
AFR.
Better coverage for less money. I say it every day, and I can't make it any simpler. Better coverage for less money. Stop overpaying to be underinsured. We all have insurance, and too many of us are overpaying and underinsured. And what I'm going to tell you point blank is if you're like I was for many, many years, and you've set that auto draft every month, auto draft to your insurance company, and you have not shopped or had someone shop coverage for you, and it's been more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years, you are overpaying. I just guarantee it. You're overpaying because insurance companies will increase rates on you over time and you're auto drafting, and you never look at what's out there. And other companies will compete for your business. That's where Insurance Network of Louisiana comes in. They will shop for free. There is no catch. They shop for free for you to get you better coverage for less money. If they can help you save, you switch. If not, stick with what you got. Make that call. 293-0450.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines, fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
And this year, 2022, it's time to finally treat yourself. Bring your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service. You want the latest and greatest marine technology? You want to go to the place that has not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs. Family owned and operated by the Sherman family for 30 years. Front-to-back is the answer in Baton Rouge for all of your custom boat needs. So head to fronttobackboatservice.com or find them on Facebook, Front-to-Back Boat Service.
Hey, look what I found!
The motivation I needed to live healthier.
My new favorite sport.
I found my groove.
I found I'm part fish.
My second win when I needed it most.
I found more than a gym.
The affordable childcare this mom needed.
Time for myself.
We found our why.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, we're going to check the poll question here in just a bit. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Who sabotaged this show from jump? Dion Santiago on the text line said 100% was Musso.
You're 100% wrong, Dion.
Bernard Snyder said, "My money is on the weed-toking Muso."
Who's the weed-toking Muso?
Probably smoking. Well, you're a toker. You're a midnight toker is what you are.
It's a good song.
So you're a 420 toker is what you are. Joshua Higgins unplugged Mike Caper in his attempt to unplug his electric hookah. Muso unplugged your mic. Interesting theory.
Wrong, but interesting.
LSU baseball tonight. They take on New Orleans. Oh, God, that sounded so gross. Why do people say New Orleans? It just sounds so gross. It's New Orleans. Come on, people. They take on UNO. UNO's 5-1 this year. Blake Dean's got his team off to a good start. They had 3 wins over Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Grambling, Alabama State to open the season. And then last weekend, they played a series in Lawrence against Kansas and went 2-1 in that series. They got a series win on the road against a Big 12 squad. Blake Dean's done a really good job there, man. That is a solid program that he has built. Privateer pitching so far through 6 games, 2.65 ERA, opponent batting average 2.14, but this is a significantly different challenge they're going to face. Offensively, as a team, UNO is batting 295 on the season. So let's be real. This is a game where LSU is significantly better than its opponent. It's one of those games, go out and do the thing that you do very well. Get yourself a little bit of a feel-good. Get out there, get some run before you head to Houston for the 3 games this weekend. LSU all-time 62-36 against UNO and a 5-0 win last year in New Orleans. So LSU's won 11 of the last 13. The last time UNO won, doesn't say the last. I'm looking at the game notes right here. It doesn't say the last time UNO won, but LSU's won 11 of the last 13 in this series. All right, here's how LSU's going to line it up. We told you already that Garrett Edwards is going to get the start on the bump for LSU. I like that a lot. We've already seen Blake Money. Don't worry, I'll wait. So good. I like that one a lot. All right, so we've already seen him on Friday. Mikhail Hilliard, Ty Floyd. We saw Will Helmers start, and we saw Riley Cooper start the midweek game last week. So now it's Garrett Edwards' shot. If you're looking for who's going to be that fourth starter, that midweek starter, if you can establish that role, give all of these guys an opportunity, it's Garrett Edwards' shot. I like Garrett Edwards. He's a strike thrower. Doesn't throw terribly hard, but he fills up the zone. I like his arm action. It's kind of like a whip-like arm action, and he's a really good competitor. I mean, this guy was like an all-state basketball player as well, good athlete, tall, long. I'm very interested to see if he can go command the zone tonight and get LSU off to a really good start. But here's how they'll line it up for the Tigers. Morgan, Cruz, Doty, Barry, Thompson, Joubert, Dugas, Merrifield, Milazzo. So Trey Morgan will play first and lead off. Dylan Cruz in center field will bat second. K. Doty will bat third and play second base. Jacob Berry in right field will bat cleanup, followed by Jordan Thompson at shortstop, and Braden Joubert will DH there in the 6 hole. Gavin Dugas in left field, Jack Merrifield at third base, who seems to have sort of solidified his spot there, at least for the time being. And then Alex Milazzo will catch. Really cool video, if you saw it on social media, where LSU posted Jay Johnson giving Alex Milazzo the lineup card from the game the other night, where I kind of recognized him in front of the team. Milazzo's been playing well. He's batting close to 3. I think he's 286 right now, and has had a really, really competitive start to the season at the plate. That's more what I'm looking for. Like, we know Milazzo. I know we talked about this on Monday, but Milazzo is a great defensive catcher. We were expecting McManus to come in, and McManus primarily DH'd last year at South Alabama. He only caught a handful of games. But you expected him to come in here and be a guy that was going to be another big bat in the lineup. But Milazzo is such a better defensive option behind the plate that if he starts to hit even a little bit, he just becomes that much exponentially better of an option on any given day. So on an everyday basis. They did flip Merrifield and Milazzo. What they had done on Sunday, and I think maybe on Saturday as well, because they had Milazzo in the 8-hole, Merrifield in the 9. Well, they flipped them. So Merrifield 8, Milazzo 9. We'll see how that goes. If they can maybe get a guy on base to turn over the order there. So LSU and UNO, they're about 45 minutes away from first pitch out there at the box. You'll hear that tonight on 100.7 The Tiger, because basketball will be on Eagle 98.1. So if you're in the greater Baton Rouge area, basketball, Eagle 98.1, baseball, 100.7 The Tiger. Again, first pitch here in about 45 minutes from right now. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out our final break of the show. When we come back, the Ott father will be here for Otter Locks. Otter hit last night. He gave you Michigan. They blew out Michigan State. That cashed that ticket. See what the Otter has for us tonight, and we will get to the bottom of this. Was it Musso? Was it Mario? Was it both of them? We'll find out next on AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital, brgeneral.org, brgeneral.org. That's where you can find out any information that you need about the Baton Rouge General. If you want to talk about their heart health initiatives, brgeneral.org. You hear me every day talk about the Mayo Clinic Care Network. Right there on the homepage, there's a little Mayo Clinic Care Network tab. You can learn more about that, about how your physician here in Baton Rouge has access and clinical collaboration with some of the foremost experts in the world in their field from the Mayo Clinic at no extra cost to you. That's being part of the Mayo Clinic Care Network. That's exclusive to the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Of course, the Bluebonnet campus, the Mid-City location, the Ascension Neighborhood Hospital, now emergency care in Ascension Parish at the Baton Rouge General, and their express care locations all over town. It's the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Expanding healthcare in the Baton Rouge area. Learn more at brgeneral.org.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns in stock with $2,750 off MSRP. Shop our inventory or let us custom order your next vehicle with up to $2,000 bonus cash, our 1,000,000-mile warranty, and more. Shop BayouCDJR.com or visit us off I-10 in La Plaza. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades.
After further review with Matt Moscona, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR. Before we get to Otter Locks, always a pleasure to remind you about Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. You're getting that refund check before you go blow it. Invest it in your home. Call Relief Windows. Install energy-efficient replacement windows that will beautify your home, that will increase your home's resale value, and that will lower your monthly energy bills. It's Relief Windows. Beautiful, energy-efficient replacement windows, entry doors, hardy plank or vinyl siding. They do it all, and they never take a dollar till you are thrilled. Give Brandon Holly and the gang a chance to earn your business. You will be thrilled like I have been in the past. ReliefWindows.com. ReliefWindows.com. All right, one thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks, presented by Clark Crane Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in St. Francisville. Because a great deal is worth the short drive to Clark Crane.
So we turn to the one and only, the incomparable and often incomprehensible, the Ott father himself, Jimmy Ott. Otter, how are you?
You know, look, Mardi Gras, the parades was just outstanding.
How was it?
Always good to be back.
Did you did the folks there at the Walgreens on the corner of or CVS, Napoleon and St. Charles, did they let you go take a leak in there? Or what did you do?
No. As you know, I have a little cloud over at Superior Grill, so
Excellent.
seven margarita purchase will grant you restroom access.
You
but
know
always
what?
good, always
Savvy.
good to play and hang out with the kids. From Ursuline and De La Salle, and
Yep.
Got to cut up a little bit and do a couple of shotguns and
So
stuff, and
good.
knock over a couple of ladies.
Yeah. What was the best? What was the best throw that you got?
I got a back scratcher.
Okay.
I was pretty fired up about it.
Did you get a spear? Did you get one of the spears or the
Bro.
horns?
Bro, I'm from Greenwich. Yeah.
No, I have a question. Did you catch the back scratcher, or did you buy it off the guy pushing the shopping cart up and down the street?
Oh, no. Back scratcher. If you show your back, you will get a back. Yes.
Got it.
Show your back. Show your back.
All right. What are we betting on tonight? Great call with Michigan last night. Cash that ticket.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
What we got?
Who's the best covering team in all of college basketball?
Michigan.
No.
Oh, I have no idea.
The Blue Raiders.
Let's
Blue
go.
Raiders.
Middle Tennessee. That's what I was going to say.
That's right. And they went down from, remember last week, from 6.5 to 4.5. We mentioned it
I
on
remember
Thursday.
it. I remember it.
And they were kind of a fortunate cover. But tonight, they are playing at Charlotte. They are laying 1.5. Oh, not only does Mardi Gras stink, but this line stinks as well. So, we're going to take the Charlotte Miners at home with this one. As Bo Wegman's trying to call me as we're on the air, as we try to get hooked up right now. So, little connection issues.
All right. Is that it? Are we just going with Charlotte tonight?
And I've got another one for you.
Okay.
All conference. George Mason catches 7 against Davidson. Over 90% of the action on Davidson. They're one of the best shooting teams in the country, and that's after Max reboot, buddy, reboot, and see if we do it again. So again, I know it's producer,
I know.
guy,
Believe me.
Otter
Believe
Locks,
me. I know.
Hey, how was vacation? That's right.
You mean when I was in San Fran?
Here's one more.
Okay.
Wake Forest, 8:00 tip against NC State. This NC State team, this is one of the worst I've seen in a long, long time. Wake Forest is in right now, but they can't afford a bad loss kind of deal. And hey, look, they're just NC State's just getting routed every night they go out there. So 11-18 on the season. They've lost 8 of their last 9. And again, like I said, these are not really close. So, again, we're going to go with Wake Forest. And I'm going to put down my back scratcher. I'm going to take a screenshot of the Commerce display so I can send it to Bo Wegman right now.
Well,
Is that okay?
Do what you got to do so you can make sure you're on air in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Where are you?
City Slice Pints and Pizza on Chime Street. Kind of our pregame, getting ready for Pig Suey, Arkansas against LSU. Line's a little short. I'm at 5.5. It's up to 6 some places. But my goodness, did we not notice what happened to the top 6 in college basketball? They went on the road. Maybe a little bit of emotional letdown after that wild scene in Kentucky, against Kentucky on Saturday. Kentucky got their 2 players back, but still, he's a little slim tonight at Bud Walton.
All right, Otter. Have a great show, man. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Of course, Otter follows us here in Baton Rouge. If you're not in Baton Rouge, you can listen online at 1045ESPN.com. Such a busy night. Muse, what did you learn?
I learned how to get away with sabotage and frame my co-host.
AFR.
As we get on down, I knew it! As we get on down the road, we remind you about Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. Love telling you about Shawbills because they are locally owned and operated. They have been for more than 50 years. They're a family-owned business. They opened their doors back in 1968 with Mr. Charlie basically saying, we're going to sell tires, the best tires on the road, at the cheapest price possible, and we're going to treat people like family because it's the right thing to do. And you know what? That has served Shawbills well now for 54 years. 54 years in business. An incredible accomplishment for any business, and there'll be 54 more and hopefully many more after that because Shawbills continues to treat people like family. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, we keep you rolling.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and